I'm of the opinion, Max Kellerman, Cassidy. I think that Melo should go to Cleveland. He should sit down with Dolan, and rather than pursue a trade with Houston, pursue a trade with Cleveland. Because I think Dolan is going to be highly reluctant. First of all, Dolan's highly reluctant, period, to buy him out because Dolan loves the guy, doesn't want him to leave. Carmelo wants out. He has reached that point where he thinks it's time to go. It's time for a change. He's over it, so he's willing to waive his no-trade clause. If Cleveland buys him out, if Dolan buys him out, then he could go to Cleveland without the Knicks really getting any kind of compensation. I'm Dolan. I don't do that. What I do is, okay, if I'm Melo, rather, I try to convince Dolan to take Kevin Love because Cleveland is willing to unload Kevin Love. Take Kevin Love, replace him with Carmelo, let Carmelo join LeBron and Kyrie and go for this. Don't go to Houston because I don't believe Melo, Harden, and Chris Paul are enough to beat Golden State. Let me just put that out there right now. I think your best shot at a title is to join LeBron and Kyrie in Cleveland and go for it. That's what I think. I think that's the best scenario. But whether or not they can pull it off remains to be seen. I think if the Knicks, all Steve Mills and them have to do is say, we'll take Kevin Love. And I think if they take Kevin Love, then there you have it.
That's exactly my point. This is the real reason I think Phil Jackson got fired ultimately. Dolan, before he could do something really stupid, like trade Kristaps Porzingis, he was going to do something like buy Carmelo Anthony out, and Dolan has to be sitting there going, time out.
He was never going to trade Porzingis.
Right, of course. Right. But time out. I'm going to give up Carmelo Anthony for nothing? Carmelo, I would accept a buyout to... Buyout? If I'm Dolan, I'm giving him the Michael Corleone offer from The Godfather Part 2. Remember when he wanted the gaming license? And he said, I'll give you my offer now, Senator. Nothing. Right? Nothing. That's what my offer would be to Carmelo Anthony if I was the Knicks. Nothing. I'm not buying you out and getting nothing for you. I had to trade the whole team to get you, and you still have trade value. You're absolutely right about Kevin Love, because even if Kevin Love isn't a franchise cornerstone, he's a perennial all-star caliber player. I mean, he, with his offensive rebounding, outside shooting, outlet passing, he's a very valuable player. And he could work on a lot of teams in a lot of systems. And so yeah, you got to get back a guy like Kevin Love. When you have premium talent, if you break it down and get in trade a lot of flotsam, right, you lose the trade. But if you can get back another premium talent.
What was that word?
Flotsam.
What is that? No, I'm not joking. I never heard that. Junk. Got it. I appreciate the education. Damn. You threw me off right there.
Now, let me say, that's Jay Crowder. I love Jay Crowder.
You're going to use that, right?
I love Jay Crowder.
Sounds good.
I think Jay Crowder works on any team in the NBA. Love him. But if that's the best piece you're getting back in a Carmelo deal, the other team won the deal. So even a trade to Boston for a guy like Jay Crowder and maybe a late first-round draft pick, something else, that really doesn't do it if you're the Knicks. You should be able to get something more premium than that. Blake Griffin in a sign-and-trade, which wouldn't work anymore, I guess. Right. Kevin Love, someone else who could be an all-star for your team.
Couple of things. Number one, Cleveland needs to get their act together. They need to, if you're going to bring in Chauncey Billups, offer him the money and the presidency with full control, usually accorded to a president of basketball operations, so he can get down with the maneuvering. That's number one. Number two, I'm hearing, Max, Kyrie ain't even safe. This notion that Kyrie is a lifer with the Cleveland Cavaliers is a misnomer. Under the right circumstances, although he's considered the ideal complement to LeBron James in the postseason, the fact is they also think that Kyrie is the kind of dude that needs his own team. He wants to be in a big market if there are ideal circumstances, or New York or L.A., but obviously he wants to win too, because we don't want to sit there and dismiss this champion that showed up last year in the postseason. But in the end, here's what it comes down to. If you are the Knicks and Melo is on the market, Melo's not getting any younger. He can still put up 25 for you a night. You don't know what his health situation is going to be about. I'm not sold on Kevin Love's health either. Right. What I would try to do, I don't think it would be successful, but what I would try to do if I were the New York Knicks is try to get my hands on Kyrie.
Yeah,
I would try it. I would try it.
If you're the Knicks, you should, if that's possible, right, you put out and put the league on notice. You can't have Porzingis. You can have, I like Hernan Gomez, but he's fine. But you can't have Porzingis. Otherwise, take whatever you want from our roster and give us Kyrie Irving in a 10-team trade. I don't care. Because most teams in the NBA would be better off with no roster and no cap issues and 2 players, one like Kyrie and one like Porzingis, than they would be with their entire rosters right now. So if you're the Knicks and Kyrie's attainable, and for Carmelo and whatever else, you do it yesterday.
I mean, what I'm hearing is that the Cavs have to do something.
Well, listen, they have to do something because they definitely want to make a change and they want to move Kevin Love. They couldn't find anybody to take Kevin Love's contract. You had Melo and Paul George going to Cleveland in a 5-team deal, well, according to what my sources told me, and they're very reliable on this, but they couldn't find anybody to take Kevin Love's contract. Now you got Phoenix, who's interested in taking Kevin Love's contract. Eric Bledsoe can end up in Cleveland, and if Eric Bledsoe were to end up in Cleveland, chances are you might be willing to unload Kyrie. You just never know. You got to pay attention to a whole bunch of stuff going on with Cleveland right now. You really do.
Okay,
because his contract is not that bad considering the new CBA.
It's a health. It's a health concern with the need back and all of that stuff.